gonna keep it low now. If you wanna go, let's go. Let's wrap it up and hit the road. I just got an awesome vibe, striking the winner post now. Liberty's on my mind. We've taken off, we've left the ground. You gotta understand that we get one chance, one chance.
Hi there, welcome back to a spontaneous video.
A spontaneous video?
We didn't actually plan this one.
No.
We've been chatting with friends lately that are going. They haven't been for many years and they're going this summer.
Yep, and it made us realise, actually talking to them, about the changes since they've been there, which is quite a few years.
Yeah.
But also even since we've been, and we were last there in 2019. So yes.
And then obviously we've just come back in January.
So we're going to discuss 10 changes we've noticed. Not saying these are the only changes. Of course there are others, and please feel free to comment if there's anything you've noticed that's been there that we haven't mentioned. This is just our thought. This is also as things are when we went in January. So, and of course this is relating to Walt Disney World, this is Orlando. But please feel free to comment if there's anything you've noticed, whether it be in this park, other parks. So yeah, we just thought we'd share what we'd noticed, and love to hear what you think as well. So
I'd like to also say I would like to class this as an open video. Feel free to comment, have your say. We're not experts. I'm sure there's loads of other changes. It could be that we've noticed changes that you think maybe weren't that way when you were there, for example. Leave your comments, let everybody else have a read and see what everyone else thinks. I'd like to sort of think of this one as a chatty video. Yeah,
and I think also it's not necessarily a good change, bad change thing. It's just changes. It's just changes.
Some are good, some are not so good.
It's just some of there. So we're not kind of like doing a good and bad thing. No. It's just what we've noticed. So
the other thing is as well, we're not talking about the obvious. We're not talking about vaccinations, having to vaccinate. We're not talking about wearing masks, hotel transfers. We're not talking Genie Plus, Fast Passes, anything like that. Just basic changes.
Yeah, Genie Plus, I think, would be another.
Everyone, yeah.
Everyone. There's probably lots of videos out there. We've covered it ourselves in our experience, haven't we?
But these are just like smaller changes that we've noticed. And also just to say that, like we said, these are our changes that we've noticed. It could be things have changed again by the time you go. So don't take it as gospel. Please do your research and just double check before you go in case things have changed again.
Yeah, like we didn't do the water parks while we were there, so there could be changes there that we don't know about. We haven't done everything.
No.
So
go on, number one.
I think
this is one of your favourite changes.
This is one of my favourite changes, and this is relative if you're staying on site on Disney, and it's the Disney check-in. Now I don't know if it's the same for every single resort, but it's the ability to check in and just go direct to your room. Now there's nothing worse, I think, especially after you've had a long travel day, you've been on a flight, you then get to a hotel lobby and there's a huge queue. If you've arrived just by check-in time, we've done it before, haven't we? It's
really busy, especially when you've got kids as well and they're tired.
Yeah, and it's even not on a travel day.
And it's also like when we went to Disneyland Paris and you're filling out forms and things as well.
Yeah, so I think it's the fact you get told when your room is available, and you can unlock your room. Obviously, it's not only with the Magic Band, but also with your phone.
So you don't have to have a Magic Band.
So if you've got the app on your phone, if you haven't yet picked up a Magic Band, or you're not using one, or you haven't got your Disney ticket, you can actually open your room.
With your phone.
With your phones.
Number two are advanced dining reservations, the ADRs. If you're eating on site, it used to be that you had to, or you could make your dining reservations at 180 days before you wanted to go. That's before you actually wanted the dining reservation. Now it's 60 days, especially the really popular ones. You need to get there the 60 days beforehand, don't you?
Yeah. Okay. Number three is park reservations, and this is Disney we're talking about here, and it's the 4 parks.
No other parks.
Not the water parks.
Not Universal.
No, this is the four Disney parks. You have to have a park reservation to go into that park. Well, the park that day. So if you want to go in, you've got to make sure you have a park reservation. We didn't have any problem with this.
You do that in advance as well.
You do that in advance. You can even do it the same day.
If there's availability.
If there's availability. You still do have the option of park hopping. You can do that after 2 p.m, but you must have been in the park that you made your original reservation with before you're able to park hop. So even if it's after 2 p.m, you can't just go in and park hop. You've got to go into the park that you first had booked.
So if you've booked Magic Kingdom as your day, but you want to go to Epcot in the evening for fireworks, you have to tap in with your Magic Band or your pass into Magic Kingdom in the day before you can go to Epcot.
Or the other option is you can try and change your reservation to just change it to Epcot. We had it on one time, we had a reservation in the afternoon. We decided to change our reservation for that park for that day to where we had our food reservation.
Yeah.
So yeah, just be on top of that as well. That again, this could change, who knows, but that's how it is at the moment. You have to make a reservation for one of the 4 parks.
And you can do it all on the app as well,
Yep.
on your phone. Number 4 are character meets. There are kind of character meets at the moment, but they're not. You know, before you would queue up for them, meet the character, have a chatty conversation. They are all social distanced at the moment. We actually really quite like it, don't we? We like not having the queue. And I don't know, sometimes they're just a bit awkward, but they're just, I don't know, it just feels a little bit more relaxed and fun at the moment.
Yeah, I think there seem to be a couple of different types of character meets. There are still the ones where you kind of queue up and see, but they're distanced. But then you've got other ones like Jack Sparrow.
Like on a little stage.
He stood where you would normally have your photo taken, but there's no particular order of people queuing up. You just could take your photo in an orderly fashion, like Winnie the Pooh just wandering around the grass.
Yeah, and they're all sort of like behind like a hedge or a barrier, so you can't get up close, but you can like do your selfie, or you can. So they're still interacting with you, aren't they?
Yeah, but then we saw another one, for example, at Epcot. Was it Pluto or Goofy? I can't remember now, whichever one. And they were actually stood somewhere, again, no particular queue, and just there.
And they are posing behind you as well, aren't they, for photos? We met. Was it? Who did we meet at Old Key West?
It was Pluto and Goofy, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was actually, and they were so lovely, and we took photos, and it was just really fun, wasn't it? They were really fun, and we actually like the more relaxed meets, don't we? And not having to queue. Okay,
number 5, extended hours. We'll cover first of all in the mornings. If you are staying on site at Disney, at the moment you can get into the park 30 minutes before general opening, normal opening time, so you can get in 30 minutes. Would actually recommend that give yourself plenty of time, because that 30 minutes does go pretty quickly.
Yeah, by the time you've gone through bag check and then through the actual entrance, I would get there a lot earlier than the half an hour.
I was actually going to remember another one. This isn't one of our 10, but you just said bag check there.
Oh,
Disney security, so we might sneak another one in. We might sneak 11 now, but let's put this in 5.
Yeah.
You've mentioned bag check. Bag check has changed slightly. They now have new machines. I think a couple of years ago, or whenever it was, they tested them in Disney Springs. And they're almost like barriers, and you walk through, and they kind of ask you to take anything out of your pockets that might be sort of metal or cameras. You can keep phones in your pocket, but the idea is they can recognise what's in your pockets, what's in your bag.
They look at the shapes, don't they?
To avoid actually having to check everyone's bag. It's learning all the time, apparently. I spoke to some of the security about it, because my bag always goes off.
Every single time. I didn't get pulled over once.
Things like umbrellas will still be picked up. It's some things like if you've got camera equipment, some battery chargers, they don't recognise the shape of them or what they are.
You also had with your glasses
my
case.
Glasses case, my glasses
problem.
Case is metal, so of course that just looks maybe, well, what is that? So it saves a lot of time, because a lot of people bags.
I didn't get through. I just walked out with my rucksack and my camera in front, and I didn't get buzzed once.
Yeah, I think I just gave up. Same with Lee as well.
Yeah.
Never his bag. We just went through, and it was a case of
we're going to,
which is fine.
But they don't just check the bag. Most of them gave you a full pat down as well.
We were actually being. I was searched on numerous occasions.
You obviously look suspicious.
So, but no, that was one there. So we've kind of sneaked that one in there. But extra hours. 30 minutes before, give yourself plenty of time for security and obviously just going into the park as well. So 30 minutes, and at the end of the day, this isn't every day, but for deluxe resort guests at Disney, there is a 2-hour extended opening in some parks.
It's Magic Kingdom, and it seems to be Epcot, and we've looked through, there doesn't seem to be a pattern of when they do it, but it seems to be 2 to 3 times a week. I will leave the link below. It doesn't seem well advertised, does it?
It also does. Did we notice it on the app? We didn't, did we? Because
I
it's
don't know
just
how
the normal,
I found it actually. I
it's
think
the
somebody
normal-
actually told me about it.
Yeah, I'm just trying to
It wasn't
think.
on the app, it's actually on the website.
That's what I'm saying. Of course, we were staying in a deluxe resort, and I don't think it updated my Disney experience to show that we had an extend. Like if we had a booking for Magic Kingdom, it
doesn't
didn't
tell
change
you.
our opening hours to 2 hours later.
No.
It's just something we kind of.
The thing that I found as well, we were staying in deluxe resorts, not once did it tell us anywhere in our room, or also on the TV, you know, on the Disney TV,
Yep.
it tells you the park hours of that day. It doesn't say if you're resort guests,
No.
Magic Kingdom will be open 2 hours extra.
Yep.
There's nothing. It's just that we happen to have been told, so I will leave a link to that website down below for you. Number 6, you can't send your shopping back to your resort at the moment if you're shopping in the Disney parks. That was a perk we really quite liked, didn't
Yeah.
we? Be doing a little bit of shopping, then leaving it. You can leave it at the counter, they take your details, and then it's sent back to your resort a few days later. They're not doing that at all at the moment.
No. For what reason? Staff, we don't know, but not doing it at the moment. Number 7, no trams are on at the moment apart from Magic Kingdom. And now Magic Kingdom, I believe they have actually only recently just started up again. Friends were there in November and there were no trams for any of the Disney parks.
That's a long walk from Magic Kingdom.
And I think it was also quite warm
That's
in
true.
November then as well. I mean, not warm for Florida, but warm for, I think, definitely us. And so Magic Kingdom, as everyone knows that's been there, I think it is the biggest one-level parking lot in the world.
Always used to be, didn't it?
Always used to be. Whether it still is, I don't know. But
Let us know if you know that's...
if that's still the case, yeah. But that's a long walk. I mean, most of the other parks, we have actually decided to walk.
It can be really hot sometimes, though.
when
If you've
when
parked
it's-
later in the day...
yeah, later in the day.
Yeah,
It could be
it's
the
hot.
morning, it could be a little bit cooler. And we realise there's loads of people waiting to get a tram, and we realise we've got to wait for a couple. Like Hollywood Studios, it's generally not that far.
No,
Animal
it's
Kingdom, not
doable.
that far.
Yeah.
But yet, no trams at the moment, so
Just be warned.
Just be warned of that one. I know it's been a bit cooler there at the moment, didn't really affect us.
No.
But as it starts to get warmer, let's hope they start up again.
Maybe take little battery-operated fans with you.
Yeah, if anyone knows about the trams starting back up again in the other parks, please leave us a note down, especially if you're local to the area or you've been looking into this. Please, yeah, let us know. I'd love to share that information.
I've just thought of another one. There's going to be 12, actually. Remind me, because I want to add it on at the end. It's
Okay.
a good one. Well,
Okay.
it's not a good one, actually, but... Number 8, we noticed when we were out there that they're not filling rides and restaurants to full capacity. The ride, when I say rides, I'm talking, you know, when they would say, right, any single riders, and they would fill them all in. When we were riding Pirates of the Caribbean, when we were riding Frozen, It's a Small World, it's one party per line.
Per row.
Per row.
Per row
yeah.
that you sit on, yeah.
So like for us, there's quite a lot of rides like that. The 3 Caballeros. When you're sitting, there'd be loads of space next to us. We're a party of 2. They wouldn't then put another
anyone
party of 2 next to you. It would be left free. So that's also because there's the ride times on some of them are quite long at the moment, and that would be a good reason why.
Yeah, I mean,
It is
other
a bit
other
longer.
rides like Big Thunder Mountain, yeah, they're just putting on. There's no spaces in between anything. They're just going on.
Yeah.
So this is the rides where you would normally be
You could
put
have
in,
another
put in
party
with
next
others.
to you. Yeah.
So yeah, and I think also just touching on the restaurants, we struggled to get, for example, an Ohana's reservation, but when we were there, I know we had an early reservation, but normally the restaurant would be full.
Yeah.
It wasn't. It didn't feel crowded. There were still the tables there, but it didn't feel booked, and we
felt really
struggled
empty.
struggled to get even that time, didn't we?
Yeah, that and Via Napoli, the friend that we went with, she actually signed up to touring plans where if you're struggling to get a dining reservation, you can sign up and you put in when you're wanting to eat, and it sends you either an email or
Like a notification or something to
text
say it's
notification. I think you pay to get the text. The free service is an email.
okay.
So they let you know. So that's how we managed to get ours. But the restaurants were really empty. So they're obviously limited capacity at the moment.
Yep. Or that's what we.
Yeah, that's under the impression we were.
Yeah, we didn't ask anyone, but that's what we assumed. So, number 9, no dining plans at the moment. Anyone that has been to Disney will know that they've done dining plans before, and
free dining plans.
well, and can you actually
Yeah,
pay?
you could
can
actually,
pay
yeah,
for
you
can
could
pay. It's not
purchase
just
them as well.
free dining plans was always an offer. What time of year did they used to come out? It was.
We did ours in the summer, didn't
It
we?
was yeah, we did in the summer, but you'd always see
like May
the
time,
adverts for
yeah.
say do this and get free dining, or stay at this resort and get free that type of
Yeah.
thing, wasn't it? So if you stayed more than was it 5, 6,
5 nights, I think
6
it
nights,
was, yeah.
you got dining. They got different levels of dining.
We loved it.
and it was brilliant. It was great. It was our first introduction of eating on site, and we ate so much in those. I think 5, 6 days. So many snacks, so many quick serves, character meals. In actual fact, that's something I'm going to bring on, going back to character meats and relating to dining plans as well. It's strange how you start to think of other things as you kind of talk. With regards to dining plans, there's no dining plans currently. There are rumours that it is starting back up again.
Okay.
But it's the same with anything. Where's that rumour come from? Who knows? So just watch this space. One thing we have noticed is the fact that some of the dining that previously was character dining, like at Crystal Palace in the mornings, still has the same kind of food, still the same buffet, but if I'm correct, they're not doing character.
That's what we were reading when we were booking them. I think though, 'cause somebody had a Topolini's breakfast recently,
Okay.
and they had the characters going around.
Okay, so it could be
check that one.
So
I'm
when,
not sure.
So we were actually tempted to go for some of the what would normally be character meet
I even
and greets.
looked at the Cinderella's
Yes.
palace, at going at the tables there, because we're not fussed about meeting the princesses, but I'd quite like to dine in the palace. Or the castle. We decided not to, because it was still quite pricey. But those that haven't got the characters, they are at a reduced price at the moment, but still quite pricey.
So I think that's also something else to check if you are doing a dine-in and going back to the ADRs. If you're thinking that you're going somewhere that was a character dine as well, just check on that, especially if you've maybe got a young family. Just check on that it is actually still character dining.
That's a
Hate
good
for you to
point.
pay that money and then go there and say, well, where are the characters?
It did tell you when you're booking it.
Oh, it does.
But I mean, sometimes
okay.
though it's easy not to spot things.
Yeah.
But yeah, just make sure.
So that's kind of one rolled into a few things. And as well as the no dining plan, we did notice there was a lot more mobile ordering. Now, when we were there a few years ago, you could mobile order. It was great.
In the parks.
In the parks,
Yeah,
this is
really
mobile
handy.
order for food. You could order, and there would be somewhere to go and pick up your order.
So you didn't have to queue.
So you didn't have to queue. So, and that was great. And I think it would obviously help on normal queuing as well. So if they can mean they don't have people queuing, great. But we noticed that sometimes in quite a few places it was the only option. So there was very limited items you could choose to go up and buy. I think the first night we went in Contempo Cafe.
In the Contemporary Resort, yeah.
And you could buy maybe a bottle of Coke.
Or cupcake that
a
was on
water
the
or
side.
cupcake that was on the side. But if you wanted a salad, which again would normally be in the fridge,
Or a sandwich.
or a sandwich again, which would be in the fridge, you had to mobile order it.
There was nothing out
There
on
was
display.
nothing out on there. So
And we had the same with Gasparillas in the Grand Floridian the next morning, didn't we?
yeah, all had to be mobile ordered.
Yeah, there was nothing there.
So, but saying that, when we went into the beach club, when
Their
we went to
fridges
beach
were
club,
full.
their fridges, we could go and pick up our Caesar salad, our beef sandwich.
I also just wanted to say this was our experience at Disney with regards to Joffrey's and Starbucks. They're not actually Disney owned, so that all ran just as it did before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this was purely.
Yeah,
in
I
the-
went into Gaston's in Magic Kingdom. I bought the cinnamon roll just as before. So it's not everywhere, it's just a few places, but they're definitely pushing mobile ordering a lot more.
But just be prepared for it. Sometimes we just like to go, yeah, we'd like that, and you can pick a salad up or you pick a sandwich.
See what you fancy.
So I don't know. Maybe it can't all be just the resort places, because
I don't know.
Grand Floridian wasn't, was it? The beach club was.
Yeah.
So
I don't know.
anyway, we noticed more mobile ordering. So just be prepared for that.
Number 10. This was something we noticed a huge change in, and not just Disney, but everywhere we went, and that's the cost. We last went in September 2019, and then we've just been January 2022, and I'm not just talking a tiny little increase, I'm talking quite a big increase. Our Gaston cinnamon roll was $4.99
Before tax.
before tax in 2019, and with tax I paid $7.23 for the same cinnamon roll, which wasn't actually as good as it used to be.
Yeah, so with tax it was just over, well, $5 and so many cents or whatever, so it's probably gone up a couple of dollars, which may not seem a huge amount, but when you're only paying $5 in the first place, it's almost getting 30-40% increase.
That is quite a big increase. And it's also things then I've started looking, we've got a summer trip coming up with the family. I've started looking, I always do this, I start looking at menus and you kind of think, well, you know, kind of in the family who would pick what, and you start sort of preparing costs and things. We know, for example, when we go to Universal, we love Panda Express in City Walk. And because I always keep a note of our trips, I always journal them. Our last time there, we bought Panda Express and it was $10 and a few cents per meal. And when I say per meal, it was like a couple of meat dishes,
meat
noodles,
and
something like that.
Yeah.
And we would always share two between two. So I'd get two per
Two
for
between
our
four.
family. Yeah, two between four of us. We would always have more than enough food, so $10. And I went on the Universal website the other day, and the meals are now $15.99 before tax. So they're going to be over $16. So they've gone up just over $6
So
in that
again,
time.
it's pretty much what it is, 50% or near enough, $10.99 to $15.99 before tax. So yeah,
It's quite a big jump.
It's also bottles of like Coke, bottles of soda in the park. Now I know they're going to be expensive in the park. We've seen it before when years ago it might be like $2.99. And then we've gradually seen it creep up. I can't remember what they were last time. I think they were about $3 something, but this time they were $4.69.
Before tax.
So after tax, you're talking maybe $4.99. You're talking $5. Now, of course, if you're staying on site, you're not going to a Walmart or a Publix or a Target, you're not going to go and buy a great big pack of drinks or anything. So it does start to get pricey.
Not everything has.
No.
No,
but
so
we
don't
just
panic.
But when you've got a bottle of drink is $5,
It makes you start thinking, that's all.
yeah.
I certainly won't be buying drinks in the park next time. Saying that we didn't this time either. We always take our own
And
drinks
it
with
was
us.
quite cold.
Yeah, that's true.
That's the one big thing we did notice.
Yeah.
We didn't drink half as much as we would do
No,
because
that's
it
true.
wasn't as warm.
Yeah,
When
but
it is warm, you do need it.
be aware. Go on websites, do your research. I always do. Cheesecake Factory. Cheesecake Factory slices with tax. We bought 2 slices of cheesecake and it was $20 and a few cents, so that's $10 each.
Yep.
So be aware, things have become very pricey.
But I did say, and this is no defence to the Cheesecake Factory, I think I looked on the receipt and I think it came to £14 for the 2 slices
when you
after the
looked on the
conversion.
app, yeah.
So £7. Now, yes, £7 is it's a lot of money for a slice of cheesecake. But then when you go to Starbucks, we won't complain about spending £3 for a small square of chocolate brownie or a millionaire's thingy, whatever, which are probably a
3
few bites and they're gone. Whereas a cheesecake, you do look at it and we eat it in like 2 or 3 sittings. So
that's very true.
it seems pricey, and it is. It's not cheap, especially if you've got a family of 4 or more. That does actually end up.
It's a meal,
isn't it? So yeah.
Yeah.
But so that was point 10. But we've added, shall we say, 11 when I was talking
I've got my
about.
bonus
well, 11 was talking about. We were talking about the hours, weren't we? Oh no, it was the character dining was one. And what's your other one, which makes it 12?
And it's a bad one I really hate.
Oh no.
Virgin have removed their check-in desk from Disney Springs.
Ah, yes.
It's a real bummer. So you have to go to the airport now to check in on your way back. You used to be able to go to Virgin. They had a check-in desk at Cirque du Soleil. Was it between 8 and 1 o'clock or something like that?
Something like that. You had to pay for it.
Yeah, it's like $10 each if you weren't. If you were Virgin Holiday booked through them, then you didn't have to. But it was so worth it to check in, get your boarding passes, get rid of your suitcases in the morning, go off to the park for the day. But now you have to go to the airport. But that's it.
Who knows if that's going to be introduced or reintroduced? We don't know. We did
I've
speak.
heard rumours that it's coming back.
Okay.
I've also heard rumours that it won't be coming back. We spoke to them at Virgin and they didn't say anything. They didn't know.
No, they didn't know about it because it's the first time we've actually had to check in.
Had to go to the airport to check in.
On the way home from Orlando. So
Yeah.
it was quite a different experience. Not a bad experience, but it just means you've got your luggage with you.
Well, I think my first trip was 2001 to Orlando, and I checked in there at Disney Springs, what was Downtown Disney then. Let us know, by the way, when was your first trip to Orlando? I'd like to know that. But we'd love, like I said, I wanted this to feel like an open, chatty vlog. It's not just us telling you our experiences. We'd love to hear from you, your experiences. Have you experienced something different to what we've said? And have you seen other changes as well? We'd really like to know, also to be able to pass on to our friends, but I'm sure everybody else, we can all just learn from each other, because there's just so many changes all the time at the moment.
Yeah.
But we hope you've enjoyed this. Thank you for watching, and thank you once again for all the support on our videos.
Yeah, we're kind of blown away really with it at the moment, so thank you so much for that as well. It really means so much. All your lovely comments, obviously the views we're getting.
We get so excited, don't we? 'Cause the number just keeps going up at the moment. It's really nice.
Yeah,
and we're sort of making new friends through it as well, aren't we?
It is, and it is so lovely. I mean, this is the reason why we do it as well. If we've said before, even if it's one person that we've helped do something or someone's got out of it, that's great. So,
but it works the other way. It helps us as well. We've got trips coming up, so we learn from you as well. It's not just one-sided.
No, exactly. So that's why we want to sort of share, and also if there's anything that somebody shares with us, we would like to share that as well, because I feel that if there's something that we found of benefit, we want to be an open book on that.
Yeah, definitely. Well, these holidays are really expensive, aren't they?
Yeah.
We work and save hard for them, all of us. So if we can help out each other, I think it's a nice way to be able to do things.
Definitely. So originally this was here's our 10 things that have changed. Maybe we'll change the title. There's 12 things.
Yeah, let's keep it at 10. I like the 10 number. The other thing is as well, I've just taken some kind of like Ohana bread and butter or bread pudding out of the oven. We're going to go and have that. I do actually have a vlogging channel as well. Just in case you are new to my channel, I'll leave the link below, Life with Lisa, and I do things like share my recipes and things like that.
So I think we've covered everything, really. That's the end. So thank you ever so much for watching. If you don't already subscribe, please subscribe. Click that notification bell as well, so you'll be notified of when our videos come up. If there's anything else you'd like us to discuss, we've got some ideas, we've got some things that we want to do. I think recently on Instagram there's some bits and pieces about first timers, and maybe for Disney California.
You've had quite a lot of questions about that,
so
haven't
we're
you?
actually going to put some videos together, so thank you for those people that did ask those questions. We will be getting those out. We'd kind of quite like to get those out pretty quickly, wouldn't we? So maybe we'll be seeing some of those next. But anything you'd like to see, please keep the suggestions going, because it's great for us to help you out, and you help us out.
I want that bread pudding while it's still hot.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.